The following program may contain strong language and mature content. Viewer discretion is advised. What's going on, Mavericks? We are back with another episode of The Unusual Mavericks. I'm your host, Kwame, joined by Just Dominic. What's going on?
Sir. We've got lots to talk about today, everybody.
A whole lot. Much.
Yes.
First and foremost, shout out to those who are getting adjusted to this new daylight savings, or at the end of daylight savings, I believe. And so I personally got a little bit of a recharge this weekend because I felt like that extra hour did me justice. Some people said, they don't see a difference in it, and that's fine. But for me, that extra hour helped. It was needed. So shout out to all the Mavericks out there that are just
unusual,
number one. And number two, feeling the charge. Okay.
Yes.
Whew. Should we get into it?
Yes.
Because there's so much to talk about.
There's lots to talk about.
Let's get into the Maverick Alerts.
Yes.
All right. So much. Okay. So last week, if you guys saw our last video, the Black Panther 2 video, we talked about in a particular segment, we were talking about Stargirl, and we had to create an update within that last episode because after we recorded, we found out that Stargirl was canceled. That the CW, Next Star, whatever they're called now, has not renewed them or has decided to cancel them rather. Yes. And so we were a little. Were we shocked, Dominic? I don't think we were shocked. I think it was just more of like.
I was shocked. I would say I was shocked for a moment because the ratings on that show are so good.
Yeah.
But hearing under this new regime, Next Star, what they're willing to spend for scripted shows, they have reduced the budget by, I think, like 30% per episode, which is huge overall per season.
And it's huge for DC shows.
It's huge for any scripted show, but absolutely for any show with CGI.
Yeah.
CGI heavy, CGI based. It's like, nah.
It feels honestly, Dominic, like they're trying to go back to what the CW used to be before Smallville and Arrowverse, like with Dawson's Creek and like UPN or the WB.
Actually, no.
You don't think so?
Maybe so in a way, but Next Star is a Christian conservative evangelical company. They own a lot of material and they have a lot of licensing out of Australia. And I think they're based either out of the Midwest and Australia. They're a pretty big company. So yes, all they like is reality TV. If you like The Bachelor and every kind of cooking show in the world and whose line is it anyway? Like you said, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that is kind of how UPN was, I think, in a way,
UPN,
not quite.
Let me not say UPN. I apologize. What I meant to say, or what I correcting myself to say, was the WB, because they had like Gilmore Girls and they had like Dawson's Creek and they had what is it? What's the show with the girl that writes behind the scenes? Gossip Girl. They like those type of shows that don't require magic and superheroes and all of the CGI stuff like you were saying.
Yes.
Like those are more like teeny bopper shows, or what I call teeny bopper shows, or like One Tree Hill or whatever, where all you have to do is just place them, or like Seventh Heaven. So those type of different like family friendly type more teeny bopper focused shows.
But it also means that the future of DCTV on the former CW is all in jeopardy, including Superman and Lois. And I know they haven't made the announcement as of yet that the show is in its final season, but most likely they are in their last and final season. And here's why.
Yeah.
After 3 seasons, of course, contracts are always up for renewal. And as we know, there's always increases included in the contracts for the lead stars. Always. That can't happen now. So if anything, they would have to give back money.
Which is probably not going to happen.
So Superman and Lois most likely is in its final
and that's
season.
our projection on it. Like I like,
and Henry Cavill's back too.
That part, like that's what I was going to say.
No, budget and that.
Yeah, but that's what I was going to say is the fact that Henry Cavill is back, and James Gunn really wants to create this DCU. You know what I'm saying? This universe. And one of the things that, you know, was done over at Marvel was this creation of how the shows, the TV shows and the movies interconnected.
Yes.
This was a perfect example on how Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was or whatever.
Yes.
And now we also see it with WandaVision, because WandaVision was supposed to take place prior to the Doctor Strange, She-Hulk, all of that stuff. So all of those things connect, and they go in this sequential order. But I don't know how they're going to do that.
Oh, it's very clear. Peacemaker is the blueprint.
Oh yeah, for sure. No. What I'm
Gadot,
saying,
Henry Cavill.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is how they would bring. Like I could see them bringing Stargirl over. Like that makes sense. But I don't know how they're going to bring over
Superman and Lois are mainly produced by HBO Max.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in terms of the story, we don't need 2 Supermans.
Funded. No, unless they decide to keep the Jeff Jones universe separate. So if they keep Doom Patrol and Titans and Stargirl, they're all created by Jeff Jones. It's kind of out of his production house. Superman and Lois is not. That show is in a bubble. So yeah, Stargirl seems more likely to be brought over because they already have 2 successful shows. So they'll have 2 universes on HBO Max.
But also Stargirl is going on
actually more than that.
But isn't there rumors that they're going to be on
crossover has already been filmed.
So they're the Stargirl of the CW Stargirl?
Yes.
So they're gonna bring them over. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to change them out.
Well, and they've known for a while, I think, that this was going to happen. And
they had to.
know after season 3, what's her name, Britt Bassinger, and the whole cast will be in contract negotiations. So to avoid contract negotiations and keep budget low, and as they have said, already expressed, it's already been made public that they want to cut their budgets already by 30%. That's huge.
Yeah, that's huge.
And you're going
any type of budget cut is huge, but this is 30% is a lot.
That is a lot of staff.
Especially
where are you gonna find it?
Not even just staff. It's also a lot just you're cutting away from a show that takes CGI. Like that's a lot of money. Animation is a lot of money. We pay our animators a lot of money just to create the graphics that we have here. Like that's a lot of funds.
Yeah, and then it also
I can't even imagine a big budget show.
You have to fire people.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah,
from cast on. So it's just that's just not. It sucks in a way for those that love the CW, and there are a lot of folks out there on YouTube that are doing the same thing that we're doing from Paigey to lots of other ping pong flicks, who's one of my favorite guys. So shout out to both.
Emergency Awesome is one of my favorite YouTubers.
Awesome. Charlie is awesome. Oh my god, he really is
very well. Like his show is very shout out
and
to
Blurred too.
Oh my god, and Magnus.
Yes, and Magnus. Oh yeah.
Shout out to our brothers on the YouTube. But yeah, they do some really in-depth work. And so like it's really dope. And they kind of help inspire us to kind of do this show, but we wanted to do it
Absolutely.
from a kind of a black perspective, and so I'm interested to see what they do with Stargirl and if they do anything with Superman and
Yes.
Lois. So I don't know.
Superman
We could be
and
all
Lois,
wrong.
I think, is done.
I do.
That is
I
mine.
do.
And you know, our perspective may be unusual, but that's just the way it goes.
And I it's sad to say because I was actually really enjoying Superman and Lois and the direction that they were going, but it doesn't make sense for them to have two Supermans in the same universe.
No, and yeah, and
even if they do,
they've made it very clear. James Gunn has made it very clear he wants to make the HBO Max series interconnect with all the films.
Yeah, it just
And
it
so
won't make any
it's-
sense. And also
Stargirl can stay.
Stargirl can stay because she can swap in, and she's already in, you know.
Yeah.
And I was interested, like I wonder, and I pray if to all of the DC gods and the WB powers that be, I pray that you guys actually, this is just kind of a publicity stunt where you guys are holding, you know, the information of moving Stargirl over to HBO Max, because I feel like they would have a lot more freedom.
Well, there's such a why bring her over in a season that we haven't even seen yet?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense unless they plan to continue the storyline there, and they need to. Beast Boy, Stargirl are always usually in the same comic book and intertwine in a storyline or two.
Yeah.
So it's like we need that, and Stargirl would actually, it's already pushing the limits on the CW. So they might as well go for broke and just do it.
Just bring them over to HBO Max.
HBO Max. So guys, please do
You'll
that.
get a bigger budget.
And everyone who wants to see this out there, let's, you know,
Ramp it up.
Yeah, let's tag the HBO Max and Warner Brothers Media and all these folks and let them know how we feel.
Yeah. I'm just concerned that don't get too dark though with Stargirl, because the comic is already super dark. So let's not get crazy.
No, let's go crazy.
Speaking of craziness, and this is something that we're going to talk about later on in the show, but I just saw Marvel's Midnight Suns, the trailer to the Sailor. It's the prequel shorts, and so Marvel's Midnight Suns is like just kind of different trailers that they have, and it's kind of like shorts that they're doing. And I just saw Salem Sisters. We actually just saw Salem Sisters, which was dope. Let me tell you something, Marvel. You listen good and listen well. If you want your animation to be just as good, if not better than DC, you better go in this direction, because that was dang on good. Midnight Suns. Did you
won't
see
be
it?
better.
It may not be better because the writing is stellar. Like, it takes a lot from
But
me
just as good.
Just as good. And I would love to see that, you know, DC animation and Marvel animation compete in that way.
Well, it looks like they are.
That because
What If? They started it with What If.
Dope.
Actually. Yeah.
Yes. What If was pretty dope. I actually enjoyed What If.
Yeah.
There was a couple of episodes that I did not see because I just didn't see a need to it, but a lot of them were, you know, most of the ones that I saw a majority. I think about 80%, 90% of them. There was like one or two that I skipped. But Salem Sisters, y'all did that.
Yeah.
Something else. Let's see. We talked about Stargirl. We talked about
Let's talk about, did we talk about Titans? Oh my God, have you guys seen
hold off on that,
Titans?
because we need to talk about that after the Maverick alert. Like, I don't want to talk about that. I had a moment, y'all. I had a moment this weekend, and we need to talk about that.
Yes.
And I want to make sure we have
It's
space
all
for
in
that.
Gotham City. But
Yes.
We'll talk about that later.
Yes, for sure. Okay. Now, I don't like starting internet beefs. I don't think internet beefs are wise. I don't think that they're healthy. But I want to say this. A lot of you YouTubers out there that are doing different things, you know, as far as the comic world is concerned, you got me looking at you like you're suspects, because some of the things, like, I get it. I understand that a lot of you out there are super huge Marvel fans. I am myself, but we need to be fair. And it always seems, in my perspective, from my experience, it always seems that black movies or black-led movies or black-owned movies or movies that are ran or directed or produced by black people
And
minorities, they always seem to get the sugar, honey, and iced tea end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? And it really is frustrating, and it's unfair media, it's unfair reporting, and it's not accurate. So I don't know what statistics or analytics that you were watching War Stew or what you were looking at, but I'm calling you out, bruh. Because War Stew, I am very disappointed in your review of Black Adam. I was very disappointed. Not get it. I get certain storyline stuff, like I get it, but to sit there and talk about how the numbers.
Yeah, he said it was a flop.
It was how is almost over 300 million a flop? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
320 million. So it, So it's
to this day, it's at 320 million and still climbing. Are you kidding me? They've been number one the past 3 weeks, and it's only been out for 3 weeks.
Yes.
Stop it. Stop it. Come on. And listen, I get it. If it was really that bad, because listen, I am a Marvel fan. I've said it myself. We've talked about it before on early episodes. I am very critical of the stuff that Marvel has put out. I personally liked Eternals, but I also thought that it was a weak storyline and it was weakly written. I did not like. I wasn't a big fan of Doctor Strange, the latest Universe of Madness or Madness in the Universe, whatever. It was a little maddening. Okay, it was a little maddening. It was a little frustrating, and it was pretty. Yeah, Marvel has it on lock when it comes to animation. When it comes to graphics and visual dynamics,
they've got it.
They got it on point. They can't touch.
But
DC,
it is
DC can't touch them
to
on
have like such a stinging bias.
Let's not be intellectually dishonest about Black Adam. It was a very well produced, very well written, in my personal opinion. They were able to touch on all of the things that we wanted in terms of the history of Black Adam, and they were able to smartly adjust the backstory to Black Adam to include all of the things that they could have went with any different storyline, but they included all of them in some way, shape, or form, and were able to merge it into this new beautiful storyline about him, and were able to target. They did so many things that was really difficult, that we had issues with not only just Marvel movies but also with DC movies, and it was a great soft reboot. And then
Worstu said something about The Rock was jealous that James Gunn and Peter Safran were in charge and not his production company.
Are you on crack? Are you on crack, Worstu? Like,
can
really?
they just enjoy their moment, their success of 3 weekends at number 1?
Come on, bro. Like, that was silly. I was so disappointed in that commentary.
Petty.
It was really weak. And for you to sit there and not only weak, it was whack. For you to sit there and attack. And I'm not, listen, I think Dwayne Johnson is a, first of all, beautiful man, but I also think that he is a phenomenal entrepreneur. And the way that he has navigated his production company, and the way that he has brought back what people call the remnants of the Snyderverse, and how smartly he's done, and the jobs that he's provided to people, the fact that you can't even give him appreciation for that, you're whack for that. I'm sorry. That's crap. I don't sit here and bash. If James Gunn did something very similar to that, I would have given him his kudos. We are here to always be honest about how we view things and how we see things when it comes, because for us to come to this table and be intellectually dishonest is, and furthermore, if we're gonna sit here and be biased about things, because at the end of the day, we talked about our backgrounds on how we view DC and Marvel and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, there's some stuff that we don't like about DC and there's some stuff that we don't like about Marvel, and that's going to continue to be the case. But don't come on here and say kind of fallacies and things that just doesn't make sense. It just didn't. The way you were spewing out the hate towards, because that's what it was. You were being a hater, girl. You were. I'm sorry, you were being a hater. Like, it's whack. Like, don't get me wrong. If Marvel came out with something that was crap, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you it's crap.
Yeah.
I did not like She-Hulk. I said what I said.
But yeah, and then there are some things that allegedly James Gunn now is doing that I know we're going to get into that is a little bit controversial. So they're both sides.
Guess what? DC and Marvel ain't absolved of nothing, and they're not paying us for nothing.
And because we do love them both, we do have the right to criticize them both.
And furthermore, not only the right to criticize them, but we also want to hold everybody accountable for what we feel that they're doing wrong.
The same standards.
Yeah, and then we're gonna also let you know when we're saying something is an opinion and when we're telling you a factual, actual thing. Don't come out here and sit there and spew numbers that were completely inaccurate. And then calling those numbers a flop, that's like saying, Dominic is a millionaire, but he's poor.
Well,
what?
I don't know what Worstu has in his bank, but I'm sure it's not that. So it's kind of difficult to measure.
It was weird. That was a weird video.
Idea of success is. Anyway, so we're gonna move on.
I had to get that off my chest. I'm sorry. That was really disappointing.
But we love you. We love you. Much love. So moving on. Moving on.
I said what I said. You can come find me in the inbox, girl. Anyway, moving on. Who's next? There was something that I saw on here. Oh yes, Ant-Man, Quantumania, and King the Conqueror.
Yes. Oh my God, this is gonna be so nice to see the actor Jonathan Myers. Yes. I don't know why I'm trying to say Lee Myers. Back in the day. Okay, Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors. I'm so sorry.
Jonathan Majors returned to his role as King. We saw him in Loki season 1. I believe we're going to see him again in season 2 in a different iteration. And this iteration in Ant-Man and the Wasp is going to be absolutely amazing.
He was phenomenal in Loki.
His outfit, his costume, they really made him look comic book accurate. So I'm really very excited to see what they're going to do with that, where they're going to go.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal actor.
Yes,
he is really, really good. He's a breakout star. Like, he broke out in Lovecraft Country. I don't know if you guys have watched it, but that was one of my favorite HBO produced shows.
It was interesting.
It's a very good show.
But yes, so it's nice to see him really take on this role and to see what he's gonna do. Going forward. So yeah, I'm really excited about that, and all the things that Marvel is moving forward with in their new phase, just as DC is moving forward with their new phase. They're gearing up for their next big film, which is coming out very shortly, right?
Yes,
Christmas time. No,
Avatar's coming out in Christmas, right. But the Avatar's next one,
I think it's coming out in March. The next DC movie, and that is Shazam. I believe it is.
No, Shazam is DC.
I thought that's what we were talking about.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Marvel. I'm sorry, the next Marvel movie.
If I wasn't clear, I was talking about Marvel was coming out with their good stuff, and DC is also coming out with more phenomenal movies. And I believe that they released their schedule very recently.
They did, and we put it up. I don't know why I can't find it all of a sudden.
But I think they're starting back in March, and it should be, I think it's Shazam.
Oh, February. Quantumania is coming out. Obviously, we just said that, but Wakanda Forever is coming out this week, which we're going to see. So excited for that. And Quantumania is coming out in February. And then I don't know, it doesn't look like I see anything else. Hold on, Phase 5.
No, we're talking about DC.
Oh, DC. So let me pull that up. DC. No, The Flash.
That's next June.
Yes.
That's coming out next June. Before that, I believe Shazam is coming out next March, as I was saying, and sometime after that, Aquaman is coming out.
Aquaman is coming out at the end of the year of next year.
So yes, Aquaman is coming out after The Flash. So those movies look like they're gonna really be phenomenal, because we all hear that Cyborg may be also coming back into the DCU, Ray Fisher. So we definitely want to see his return. And hopefully we can get a movie or 3 with Cyborg in it. We really want to see. I mean, that dude was phenomenal as Cyborg.
Yeah, he was.
So to see that will be absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's really quickly before we get off of the Maverick alert. So Ezra Miller.
We'll talk more about him when we come right back.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's take a break.
Hey there, unusual Mavericks. Can you name the most underrated Black or African American comic book characters in the Marvel Universe? Is it A, Luke Cage, B, Monet St. Croix, C, Everett Thomas, D. Monica Rambeau, or E. all of the above?
And we're back. Mavericks, thank you guys for joining us. And if you are just tuning in, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to all things Pyro Media Network, as well as the Unusual Mavericks. We appreciate you. Dominic, we have a lot to talk about.
Yes, so let's talk about Peter Safran and James Gunn taking over the newly formed DC Studios.
Woo woo.
Officially as of November 1st.
Yes.
So they have only been in just for 7 days, but let's just talk about their first week on the job. Yes. So it sounds like James Gunn and Peter want to kind of connect everything. They want to connect the TV universe into the movie universe that is extending right now, from Black Adam on, everything that we see. And that is what fans really want. That's what we've been asking for a long time. So I know that they are going to go in and really shake up a lot of things that were either delayed or greenlit or rolling out, or maybe terminations that look like they were going to go into effect and now are being reevaluated. So yes. Some things that they're doing are really great. We love James Gunn for his creativity and his edge, and Peter as well. He's produced some of the biggest movies for DC so far to date, and we are very happy with the work that they're done. But there are some questions about some of the things that they are reviewing. They haven't made any decisions, but they are reviewing Ezra Miller. So, what are your thoughts on Ezra?
I think Ezra Miller's trash. I don't think that they need to be on there. I think we need to let them go, because at the end of the Black Day, you did some wrong stuff. Okay, allegedly.
Yes.
Okay,
and allegedly, what he did is he talked to a very, very underaged girl, a teenage
grooming.
Girl.
Like you groom a pet child.
She's 18 now, and now she's saying it wasn't like that. So, but he's facing.
But that's just one of the things.
Felony charges as well. So
you broke into people's homes.
Yes.
You threw chairs at people. You caused rowdy. You are a mess, girl. You are a hot mess. Okay. They. I'm tired because what's frustrating for me is that I see it happen time and time again. We have situations where a black man will do the least amount of things, whatever it may be. Nobody's saying that it's wrong. Nobody's saying that it's right. At the end of the day, they did something wrong, and they will get dragged for decades. We're still talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock.
No, we're still talking about Bill Cosby.
We're still talking about Bill Cosby. We're still talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock. We're still talking about R. Kelly.
About Michael Jackson, and he was cleared.
That part.
So yes,
but then we have this person who comes in, does all of the stuff, and they're still being rewarded by being possibly in the DCU.
James Gunn, please understand that There are victims everywhere. I know that there are different standards for boys and girls for some stupid reason.
It's really dumb.
That if they were grooming a boy, then it would be more like, wrong.
Yeah.
But they were grooming a girl. And so it's like, well, she was young, but, Elvis married young and this one married young, so it's okay. No, it's not okay. And we're in 2022. So DC Studios, don't mess up.
It's just really frustrating because it's like, do we still talk about? Was it Stephen Collins? Was he the one that was on Seventh Heaven? That was
Oh yes.
Yeah. So it was Stephen Collins,
yeah.
But we don't even talk about him anymore.
Well, there are always different standards. We know that there are always different.
But
standards.
that's what I'm saying. Like, don't sit there. If it's good for the goose, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So for me, if you took out Cyborg because he quote unquote was aggressive with someone on there, then you should take out Ezra Miller because they crazy.
Well, he is clearly accused of being a child predator. He is clearly accused of being a child predator.
I wouldn't trust Ezra Miller with my dog. Okay, let's start
with
there.
The alcohol abuse and all of the emotional and mental issues that he has displayed. I just really hope that Warner Brothers makes the right decision.
We'll
and
see.
If DC Studios can't figure it out, what's his name? Zaslav? David Zaslav, you need to figure it out.
Because at the end of the day, the issue is not whether or not this is an ethical issue. They don't care about if it's an ethical issue.
No.
They're caring about the financial issue.
Yeah, and if it looks
I
bad
get
on
it,
them, and
but-
it looks bad on you.
But this is an opportunity for them to write him out.
Yeah,
or write them out.
Yes, and we do understand they put up $200 million for the new Flashpoint movie. And according to every test audience, this movie is tested stronger than the Dark Knight trilogy, or just as strong in some cases as the Dark Knight trilogy. They have not had a film test this high in a very long while. It is considered the second Justice League movie. We all want to see that. And we understand that the film was made before we had knowledge of what had happened. So for me, I will give you a break on that because you didn't know at the time what was going on. Not clearly. So we'll give you a break on that, but now they know. Now they know what's going on.
But my issue is not about this movie. I don't care about this movie.
Yeah.
Keep him in. Or keep them in. Excuse me. I'm not trying to misgender them. What I'm saying about him, I mean the Flash character, as is. So forgive me if you guys think I'm misgendering Ezra Miller. I'm not. What I'm saying is that if you want to keep them in for this movie. But my issue is that the conversation that is around this would not happen or would not be the same if it was a black actor or a person of color. That's my issue, because had it been Idris Elba, had it been Will Smith, had it been I don't know, Michael B. Jordan, okay, a plethora of other characters, or actors who are people of color. Had it been them, we would not be having this discussion. They would have pulled the movie, whether it would have been a financial hit or not. So my frustration is not whether or not we're going to make this movie happen. Make the movie happen. It's going to happen. Fine. Recoup your money, boo-boo. But when we're moving on, don't sit there and say, oh, we're contemplating if we're thinking possibly, there's rumors maybe that we're possibly going to have Ezra Miller continue to be the Flash. Are you kidding me? That's whack. That's whack. Low whack.
Not cool. So on to other news. We want to go into something a little bit lighter, and that is Titans.
Yes.
Oh my. I watched the first 2 episodes. And for those that have not watched it yet, you really need to check it out. As I said, for those that are big fans, and I can say this for sure now, big fans of the originals, the series that came on the CW, and a lot of folks have loved it on Netflix. If you are a big fan of Joseph Morgan, who played Klaus Michelson, you get all of the crazy, all of the delicious that Klaus brought. So I am very appreciative that he's not being typecast, because this is a very different role and journey for him. But wow, he is such a dynamic actor. And the actor who's playing Lex Luthor, oh my God. You know, he brings, and I was like, this is a big dude. He's got this big beard. He looks like a biker kind of guy. That's what it's like, that's not Lex. No, he got it. He got it. This really fits this particular series very well. And just judging the first 2 episodes and how they've laid out this season, I strongly recommend that you check it out. But if you have not seen this season, please start with season 3. At least start with season 3, because it feels like it's like chapter 1, chapter 2. Really.
Okay, so full disclosure, I have not watched the first 2 episodes of Titans.
That's all right though,
because I was catching up on season 3. Because if you guys remember, I talked about how I gave up on Titans midway season 2 because season 2 was trash. Okay, it was trash. Season 1 was bearable. Okay, and then it was going down a dirty hole of an abyss of destruction for me. Okay, I was really, really unhappy. But then Just Dominic said to me, give it a chance. At least start with season 3. So I restarted season 3. And I'm telling you right now, it is epic. It is epic. I am 3 episodes away from finishing. By the time this airs, I will be done and I'll be caught up with Titans. And I'm like even in season 4. But so far,
yeah, it is really good. They really they did a soft reboot on the series, I believe, in season 3. It felt like it. And they really changed they leveled up the characters a bit more and made them a bit more comic book accurate, it feels. And that I like. I like the introduction also of Batman, Tim Drake as well. It's a completely different spin and take on the Tim Drake that we know from the classic Batman animated series. And I love that Tim Drake. I love Tim Drake from the Teen Titans because he was the Robin that led the Titans when Nightwing, or the older Robin, became Nightwing. So it was, there's a lot there. Tim Drake has always been there. And this version of him is super cool.
Yeah, and shout out to the actor Kern, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing your name, but Kern Walters, who played Jason Todd in season 3. Brilliant actor.
Yes.
Brilliant actor.
His version of the Red Hood is
it's sick. And I
didn't see that coming.
Not expecting what I'm experiencing in season 3. So kudos to you.
Yeah,
also shout out
to you.
Yeah, shout out to Anna Diop. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing your last name, but Anna Diop, who plays Starfire. Queen.
Yeah,
all day,
girl.
You do
amazing.
that, and the way you stomp in them heels, Queen. You walking in knowing that you own the place, and as well as your castmate Damaris Lewis, who plays Blackfire, your sister. So I'm interested in seeing
great
how that
casting.
goes.
Great casting. We have to see more of you guys together, you ladies. Amazing.
And can we talk about, because let me explain something. I'm a fan of the Batman animated series, one of the original cartoons that came out with Batman. I wasn't scared of Scarecrow back in the day because it was like, okay, guy.
He was goofy.
He was kind of goofy.
Like he was from the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, he was kind of nerdy. It was very like a weird, of course,
Yeah.
But this Scarecrow makes me nervous. Like I would not want to be in a dark alley with this person.
He does. He plays schizophrenic very well.
Ooh, yeah.
He does that very, very well. What a twisted soul right there. He gives you a bit of hush already.
Yeah.
Which is obviously who he becomes, but wow. So yes, so if you have not watched season 3, please, it is worth watching or rewatching, because season 4 is about to truly take flight.
Yeah.
It's just, this is everything that we need.
Yeah. Great job, Titans. I have to say, great job.
All right. So shout out to Jeff Jones, really, because he's the master behind Titans and Doom Patrol. We always say that, and Stargirl. So he has really just steered the ship in a different direction. Yeah. And so we're very happy that you've been listening to fans. So shout out to you. Thank you.
Yes, for sure.
Hey there, Unusual Mavericks. Can you name the most underrated Black or African American comic book characters in the Marvel Universe? Is it A, Luke Cage, B, Monet St. Croix, C, Everett Thomas, D, Monica Rambeau, or E, all of the above? The answer right after this quick break. Hey there, Unusual Mavericks. Can you name the most underrated Black or African American comic book characters in the Marvel Universe? Is it A, Luke Cage, B, Monet St. Croix, C, Everett Thomas, D, Monica Rambeau, or E, all of the above? The answer is, you guessed it, all of the above.
All right, guys, I'm gonna catch up on Titans. Hope you guys catch up on Titans as well. But we have to go because we're running out of time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know, it just is what it is. But we are going to be watching Black Panther 2 this week, so we will come back next week. Wakanda forever. We're definitely gonna be talking about our reviews on that as well. But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to all things Pyro Media Network. We love you guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. We appreciate you guys. Hit that like button on the way out. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can find out not only this show, but all the other shows on Pyro Media Network and see when we're going to be on. And also, shout out to our listeners over at Bullet and Flight Radio, the #1 progressive Christian radio station in the world.
Yes.
We love you guys. Stay unusual.
Stay unusual.
And we'll see you on the next one.
All right.
Bye, guys.